Okay guys, the last video in this traffic series of videos that I've created, this is video 3 of 3, right? And I've saved this one to last because a lot of people perceive this one as being a traffic source which is valuable but is hard to obtain. So it takes a lot more work, but actually it is a skill. But there's things that you can do because there's a lot to it, and I'm going to cover some of the top methods and like an overview of it. And this traffic process is none other than SEO. Now, SEO is search engine optimization. Now, what does this mean, right? So we're going to start, for the sake of this video, I am going to use Google search engine, right? Now, there's loads of other ones like Bing, Yahoo and other search engines out there, but obviously the king of all of them is Google. So typically this is what Google looks like. You have an input field, right? And you type in a term. So we'll type in plumber in Leeds, okay? And Google, when you hit that button over here, it brings back a list of results for the term plumber in Leeds. Now, Google works on what they call bots, and bots are its algorithm which go out and it is constantly checking what is the best result for the term. For example, in this example, plumber in Leeds, and there's a number of different metrics that it takes into consideration when placing content in the search engine results page, which is often called the SERP page, S-E-R-P, search engine results page, right? So these results are very powerful, and the out of 10 spots on Google, the number one spot for certain companies can literally mean millions overnight for certain search terms, right? Because there's certain search terms that are so valuable that big companies have got the products or services and they know they're going to make money off it, right? And so being at that number one spot can literally be the breadline for a lot of big companies, right? So for you to get access to getting your website, so this is our website, right? And what do we want on our website, right? We want eyeballs on our website, right? Meaning we want customers to see our website, right? And they're only going to see it in this context with search engine optimization if we come out in the top page, right? So in the top 10 results. Now there's a number of things that you can do to start with your SEO process, right? And there's more involved SEO techniques, but there's some things that you can do as well to get your page ranked as well, right? So SEO, I'll put it out there now. It's an involved process to get organic traffic for certain search terms, right? So you need to use SEO tools. Now there's loads of tools out there. There's SEMrush, there's a tool called Mangles, there's so many tools out there. I can't even, God, there's loads of tools, SEO tools out there, right? And I'm using a number of them for different features, so I can't even begin to sort of say one tool will do everything, right? It all depends on, if people are paying you to do their SEO, then obviously it's worthwhile investing in the tools, right? But for your own website, if you're wanting to invest in your marketing spend, then it's a worthwhile investment. If you've got the time or you've got a team who does your marketing, then getting them to do SEO is very powerful, right? Now, the first thing is, obviously with SEO, we need to know what our top search terms are that we want to get found for, right? So do we want to get found for plumber in Leeds or emergency plumber in Leeds? And all these different type of terms, right? So what do we want people to type in and then we come at the top? That's your keyword search terms. So what you want to come up, right? So your page has got to be optimized in order to for that search term. So, and for this page that we've got here to be optimized for a contender, say for the number one spot here, we could do things like, so we could have an image of plumbing, then we could have some text, and then we could have another image or a video. Even a video would be better, that help the person all to do with their search term, right? So here there's a thing called keyword density. So the number of times that key phrase is used on that page, that's a metric, right? And also how relevant that content is to that search term. And Google measures in pretty much the same way that it measures its YouTube content in terms of how long people go on the page. So if someone clicks on it, and say if Google's said that this website here is the best result, but it finds that over a month that people have been clicking on it, but after 2 seconds they've clicked away and then gone to the second result, and then they're spending more than a minute on it, then obviously to Google's algorithm that's saying, well, this result is better, put that one higher up. And so there's something wrong with this particular page that people don't like. So there's this constant ongoing battle with trying to be at the top of Google, right? But if your content is engaging and the best thing that you can do if you've got a website is, if you've got a number of search terms that you want to go after, so like plumbering leads, emergency plumbering leads, or even plumber in Yorkshire, so we're starting to broaden it out a bit, you could have individual pages that are all tailored to get inbound links based on positions on the search engines for certain search terms. And the more that you start ranking for a particular term like plumbering leads, you've got a higher chance of linking for like emergency plumbering leads. It becomes easier, right? But what tools are going to allow you to do is the tools will allow you to say if you're on number 7 out of 10, but you obviously want to get higher up, you want to be able to, tools will tell you how difficult it's going to be, or what's separating you being at this position and why that one's at the top. That's what a tool will do, like SEO tools, right? And there's a number of various methods that have been used to get this tool to the top. Now, like I mentioned, backlinks shows how popular a particular site is and the quality of a backlink, right? Now, a backlink is literally just a text link or a link from a website that, so you could have, say, yell.com, you could have a backlink from them, and that is a very relevant and high quality link to have. Or you can, there's a various number of different websites, high ranking websites, that if you got the link off them, then you can do really well, right? Now, the best way to go about doing this is with a tool is type in a search term that you want to get ranked for, and then look at each of the pages, right? So write down to the number of backlinks it's got. So that will tell you what kind of work you've got to do for your backlink strategy. But for your content strategy, it's things like looking at how many images that page has got, how many times that keyword phrase has been mentioned on that page, how many times a paragraph text is used or a heading text is used, and the keyword density and all this sort of stuff. And one way that you can do it, if you're doing it yourself, is work out an average of, so this page uses, it mentions a word in a H2 tag 4 times. This one does it 7 times. This one does it 2 times. This one does it 5 times, and so on, right? Then you want to store each of these in a database, say like Excel or something. So name of the website and number of keyword mentioned, right? And then add it up. So if it's, I think we had, was it 2, 4, and 6, for example. So that's 12. So 12 divided by 3. Then I'm doing on the spot maths, which I'm not very good at. But that's obviously 4, is it? Yeah, 4. So that, as an average, you want to mention that keyword phrase at least 4 times for an optimum amount, right? And so you know, even if you didn't, even forget about anything below number 3, go for the top. So whatever Google ranks as 1, 2, 3, use them as averages. So any term that you want to go after, you can start analyzing how a page is made up. So if you know HTML, look at the number of times an image tag is used. Look at the times a keyword phrase is used in what type of HTML tag and so forth. And just by doing that and mimicking your page to do with that, you'll notice that using the SEO tools like a link tracking tool, it will track your position, and after a short while, by doing certain things that these pages are doing, you can start to get that traffic to your website, right? There's going to be other things, of course, like backlinks and stuff like that, but if you know how to do this, then that's really good. But SEO is a very powerful way to start building content and to get in traffic from Google, because you can get traffic in the thousands, right? Now, another way that you can use Google SEO is page traffic. So on these search engine results pages, you'll also notice that there's a space just above the organic top 10 that come. And these are, normally they've got the word ad somewhere around them. And these are when you pay Google, so it's like an ethical bribe in my opinion, but you pay Google for that search term to appear at the top. But you have to make sure that your page, when someone clicks on it, is a high converting page. So, you know, that, like we mentioned, that thing about when someone clicks on that page, but within 2 seconds they go onto another result. You want to make sure that you have put the effort in to make sure that your page and your content is highly relevant and what that person is looking for when it comes through paid advertising, right? And so that's the bottom line with SEO there, guys.